Good morning, students. Students, in assignment 1, we did certain numerical problems related to the chapter electrochemistry. Now, this is then assignment 2, which will be given to you, or in fact, not given, the questions are written on the board. We will be discussing one by one all the questions which is written on the board. The questions are written on the board just for your convenience, so that you can easily note down the question as well as the solution of those questions. Many of the time we have observed that we send a question assignment to you, but then you don't do that. So it will be of immense help. You can make the notes of the same also. Now, if you look at question number 1, question number 1 and 2 over here are based on the Faraday's law of electrolysis. Question number 1 is, consider the reaction. Dichromate ion react with hydrogen ion and gains the electron and result in the formation of chromium and water. The question is, what quantity of electricity in coulomb is needed to reduce 1 mole of dichromate? So, what quantity of electricity in coulombs is needed to reduce 1 mole of our dichromate? Now, see over here. When we reduce 1 mole of a dichromate ion, how much electrons are needed to reduce 1 mole of dichromate ion? These are 6. And 1 mole of electrons conduct a current which will be equal to, carries a charge which will be equal to 1 Faraday. So how we solve this? 1 mole of a dichromate ion, this will be having equal to 6 mole of electrons for reduction. So 1 mole of a dichromate ion contains 6 mole of electron for reduction, which will be equal to 6 Faraday. So, what is the current carried by 1 mole of dichromate ion? It should be equal to 6 into 96,500, which will come out to be equal to 579,000 coulomb. Am I getting clear here? A question which is very commonly asked in the board examination. The equation is given. You may see over here, to reduce 1 mole of a dichromate ion, 6 mole of electrons are required. 1 mole of electron carries a charge which is equal to 1 Faraday. So 6 mole of electron will carry a charge which will be equal to 6 into 96,500 coulomb, and this will come out to be equal to 579,000 coulomb. Is the question getting clear to you, students? Remember, 1 mole of electron carries a charge which will be equal to 1 Faraday, and 1 Faraday charge will be equal to 96,500 coulomb. This is the basic concept. Now look at the second question. 3 electrolytic cells. These are A, B and C, containing solution of zinc sulfate, silver nitrate and copper sulfate. So we have 3 electrolytic cells which contain the solution of zinc sulfate, silver nitrate and copper sulfate respectively. They are connected in series. Then a steady current of 1.5 ampere was passed through them until 1.45 gram of silver was deposited. I have already told you the mass of a substance deposited on the electrode is directly proportional to the coulombs of a charge passed. So W was directly proportional to Q. When we pass a steady current of 1.5 ampere, 1.4 gram of silver was deposited at the cathode of a cell B. How long did the current flow? The question is, you have to find out the time for the flow of current. Now, there are 3 cells A, B, C. The cell A contains zinc sulfate, B contains silver nitrate, and C contains copper sulfate. All of them are connected in series. When a steady current of 1.5 ampere was passed through them, you observe that 1.4 gram of silver was deposited in the silver compartment at the cathode of the cell B. How long did the current pass? What is the formula? Amount of substance deposited is directly proportional to the coulombs of a charge passed. We have done this, is directly proportional to Q. Q is equal to I into T. So putting over here, W will be equal to I into T. And we have done this formula, that W will be equal to I into T into E upon 96,500. Do you remember the formula or not? So W will be equal to I into T into E upon 96,500 coulomb of the charge. Solving this, the formula will be W will be equal to I into T into E upon 96,500 coulomb. Now what is to be done? We have to find out the time which is required for the deposition. Mass of a substance deposited is 1.45 gram. Current passed 1.5 into T. Equivalent mass of a silver will be 108. How do we find out the equivalent mass of silver? This will be equal to 108 divided by valency 1. So value will be equal to 108. Equivalent mass of silver will be 108. On solving it out, what time is required over here? It will be 863.7 seconds or 14.4 minutes. So what is the time required for the current to be deposited, for the amount of substance to be deposited? It will be equal to 14.4 minutes. Am I clear? What is the question? How long will the current flow? The current flow for 14.4 minutes. What masses of copper and silver were deposited? Then we know, as per the Faraday's second law, the mass of a substance deposited will be directly proportional, will be in terms of their equivalent mass. So mass of silver to the mass of copper, it will be equal to equivalent mass of silver to the equivalent mass of copper. What is the mass of silver deposited? 1.45. The mass of copper deposited, we have to find out. The formula is W1 upon W2 will be equal to E1 upon E2. So mass of silver deposited to the mass of copper deposited, it will be equal to the equivalent mass of silver to the equivalent mass of copper. So this is 1.45 upon mass of copper deposited. Equivalent mass of copper is, silver is 108. And how do you find out the equivalent mass of copper? Equivalent mass of copper will be equal to molecular mass divided by the valency or the atomic mass. Atomic mass divided by the valency over here. What is the atomic mass of copper? 63.5 divided by 2. It will come out to be equal to 31.75. So you may see over here, the equivalent mass of copper is 31.75. Putting up all the values over here, I can obtain the mass of a copper deposited. And this will be equal to 0.43. So mass of silver deposited to the mass of copper deposited will be equal to the equivalent mass of silver to the equivalent mass of copper. What mass of copper is deposited over here? It will be, on solving, we get this mass. It will be equal to 0.43 gram. Similarly, if we want to find out the mass of a zinc deposited, so we will take the two compartments that were connected in series and these are of a silver and zinc. So mass of silver deposited to the mass of zinc will be equal to equivalent mass of silver to the equivalent mass of a zinc. What is the mass of silver deposited? 1.545. Mass of zinc deposited is to be calculated. What is the equivalent mass of silver? This will be 108. What is the equivalent mass of zinc? It will be mass, atomic mass divided by valency. So 65 divided by 2. And on solving it out, it will come out to be equal to 0.436. Is it clear, student? So you may see over here. In the first part, we applied the Faraday's first law of electrolysis. The formula was W was equal to I into T into E upon 96,500 coulomb. We were asked to find out the time when 1.45 gram of the substance was deposited. We substituted all the values, it comes to be equal to 14.4 grams. In the second part, when they are connected in the series, we were asked to find out the mass of a copper and the zinc deposited. So first of all, we took the two parts in which were connected in series and containing the silver and the copper electrode. In another case, we took another one which were connected when connected in series and were having zinc and a silver electrode. We substituted their masses over here and obtained the desired answer. I think these two questions based on the Faraday's law of electrolysis must be very, very clear to you. These are the kind of questions which are generally asked in the board examination. Now, if we look at question number 3, an electric current of 100 ampere is passed through a molten liquid of NaCl for 5 hours. Calculate just the volume, which will be this volume, excluded volume or equivalent volume of chlorine gas liberated at NTB. Now, we have done the application of the Faraday's law of electrolysis, and it has helped in finding out the equivalent volume. Volume will be I into T instead of mass. What is the volume of a gas obtained? V will be equal to I into T into excluded volume upon 96,500 coulomb. I told you this formula while discussing the numerical problem. Putting on the values, what is the current? 100 ampere. Time is given 5 hours. Converting into second, multiply by 16 to 16. What is the excluded volume over here? 11.2. I told you earlier also how to find out the excluded volume. Then divided by 96,500 coulomb, and the value will come out to equal to 208.91 liter. Is it clear or not over here? So this is how the volume obtained instead of a mass on the electrodes can be calculated by using a Faraday's law of electrolysis. I hope the 3 questions based on the Faraday's law of electrolysis must be very, very clear to you. Now we will be doing certain more questions which will be based on the second part of the chapter, which is a electrochemical cell. Now look at the next question. This is represent the cell in which the following reaction takes place. The equation is magnesium in the form of a solid will react with the silver ion. The concentration of this is given as 0.0001 molar, and it is in equilibrium with magnesium ion. Concentration is 0.13 molar and silver in the form of a solid. Question is calculate EMF of the cell. If standard EMF of a cell will be equal to 3.17 volt. What the question is, student? First of all, we have to represent the cell. Now, if any redox reaction is given, the cell can be represented in the manner in which the oxidation half is to be written for the on the left hand side and the reduction half is to be written on the right hand side. How do we write it up? Just see this magnesium losing the 2 electrons. So this half will be called as the oxidation. This magnesium in the form of a solid separated from magnesium ion, which is in the form of aqueous. Fine? By a phase separation of a single line. Now these 2 half cells, other half cell will be a silver ion connected to silver electrode. They are connected to each other by means of a salt bridge. This half over here will be called as what half? It is an oxidation half. This half over here will be called as what half? It will be called as a reduction half. Am I clear? So magnesium anode, this will be a positive negative electrode over here, because anodes are negative. Silver electrode over here will be a positive. This will be acting as what? Anode. This will be acting as what? It will act as a cathode. I have already explained to you how to represent the cell. Anode will be negative, cathode will be positive. Anode loses the electron to form the magnesium ion in the aqueous solution. They are connected by the salt with the reduction half, in which the silver ion will gain the electron to form the silver metal. Now what is the second part of the question? You have to find out E cell. The standard EMF of the cell will be equal to 3.17 volt. How do we find out this? Just see over here. Magnesium is losing the electron to form the magnesium ion. This is what equation? This is called as an oxidation half. Then silver ion is gaining an electron to form silver. This is what reaction? This is a reduction half reaction. Now when the oxidation half and the reduction half combine, it will be a formation of a cell. This will be magnesium, silver ion, magnesium undergoing oxidation to form magnesium ion, silver undergoing reduction to form a silver ion. Now the question is, you have to find out the EMF of the cell. I have already told you, when in the cell, the concentration of ions is given, then in that case, to find out the EMF of the cell, the Nernst equation is to be used. And what is the Nernst equation? E will be equal to E naught minus 0.0591 upon N log base 10 Q. Q is a concentration quotient. This Q over here is a quotient which is called as a concentration quotient. Now concentration quotient will be the product of the active mass of the product of the active mass of the reactant. Am I clear? Active mass of the product will be magnesium ion and silver ion raised to the power 2. Magnesium and silver ion raised to the power 2. To the reactant, it will be magnesium and silver ion raised to the power 2. What is the concentration of magnesium ion? 0.13. What is the concentration of solid electrode? It will always be 1. So concentration of solid electrode, always remember, this will always be equal to 1. Then magnesium again is solid, 1 into silver ion raised to power 10 raised to power minus 4 and raised to the power 2. Solving it out, it comes to be equal to the value 0.13 into 10 raised to power 2. Now putting up this value in the last equation, E will be equal to E naught minus 0.0591 upon n log base 10, 0.13 into 10 raised to power 8. And on solving this up, you will be getting an answer of 2.96 volt. Am I clear? So remember, the question can be on the basis of writing the oxidation half and reduction half and the redox reaction. The question can be on representation of a cell. Question can be if the concentration is given, then we have to find out the EMF of the cell. If sometimes the concentration are not given, only the oxidation potential and the reduction potential is given, in that case the EMF of the cell will be equal to E naught oxidation plus E naught reduction. Now look at another question, student. The cell in which the following reaction occurs. The cell is this: ferric ion and iodide ion forms ferrous ion and the iodine solid. Has E naught cell to be equal to 0.236 volt at 298 Kelvin. The question is, calculate the standard Gibbs free energy and the equilibrium constant for the reaction. Very important question. I have already told you to find out the standard Gibbs free energy. The formula will be delta G will be equal to minus N into F into E naught cell. In the previous lectures we did this. Now how many electrons are involved in this reaction? 2. So this will be 2 into Faraday's value 96,500. What is the E naught value given? 0.236 volt. Solving this, the value of delta G comes to be equal to minus 45548 joule or minus 45.548 kilojoule. This over here will be the value of delta G. So value of delta G in this case will come to be equal to minus 45.548 kilojoule. Then we have to find out the equilibrium constant. We have a formula that EMF of the cell will be equal to anti-log of N into E naught base. Fine. So this K and the equilibrium constant, sorry, this will be K. K will be equal to anti-log of N E naught cell upon 0.059. Solving it up, it will be 2 into 0.236 upon 0.059. The equilibrium constant value comes to be equal to 15. Is it clear? It comes to be equal to 10 raised to power 8 over here. Fine. So it comes to be equal to 10 raised to power 8 over here. So this is how it is to be done over here. So I think you must have been understanding what type of a problems will be asked in the board examination. In this assignment too, I have solved for you about 5 questions or based on the various formulas discussed in this chapter. Am I getting clear, student? Now, in this chapter, some of the part is reduced. You must have been seeing in your books that the batteries and the commercial cells are given. They are no more longer in the syllabus as per the reduced syllabus. So, I hope you must have understood this over here. Fine. So, hoping that you will be doing the problems based on this. We may discuss some more problems with you and some other concepts with you in this chapter. I hope you will be doing your work. We will meet again in the next lecture. Till then, thank you.